Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana seems to be working on this wave 4 triangle at the moment. I don't like the look of it though. But let's talk about the options here and the relevant support levels. So first of all, you need to understand that we're still tracking an overall bullish scenario that was discussed in the recent weeks and months, I think extensively. We have here our 1-2 setup, which turned in the orange support range, trend reversal area. And the idea was that as long as we're holding $12, a bullish scenario is preferred for Solana on the bigger time frame. Yeah, and so far we seem to be going that way, but I don't like the look of the move up. I just don't like it. It broke above the important breakout point. That was at 2680, and so far we seem to be holding above that level, but it's a very important level because obviously previously we touched that level a lot of times here around 2680. It's not exactly one price point, it's more of a range around that level, but still we had previous support, we had resistance, and obviously when we broke above that level it just went. But it so far hasn't really, well, it's sustaining it, but obviously the next week will be key because as you can see we I don't think we have fully flipped it for support yet. That would only happen if we really take off from here. We are consolidating around that level and actually above that level, which is bullish, which is why I'm tentatively bullish, even though the Elliott wave count itself is here questionable, at least less reliable, because we're moving in a diagonal structure with a high likelihood. So because it's a diagonal, we cannot really fully trust it. Okay, so expect this wave count to morph. There are certain wave counts when we get them, and like this one, then we can just pretty surely say that this count is one that will morph and change. We just need to be ready for it. It is the context of the chart that tells us that on the look of the chart and the price action, that tells us that this chart is less stable. Yeah, this move to the upside is less stable. We only have 3 waves so far. A very sharp retracement, choppy price action down here. So yeah, I'm looking at a potential diagonal. So we need to be ready that it could morph. That's also why I try to avoid doing any more micro counting here, because it will be invalidated anyway. Yeah. However, we can use the relevant fib support still and structural support levels to tell us more about this chart and the trend. The trend is clearly up. We're consolidating. Ideally, I don't want price to break below 25.44. Yeah, as explained, this is wave 4 support. It hasn't broken, and this is the 50% retracement. So in a wave 4, typically we don't want price to break below the 50% retracement. So it could still be in this wave 4 with one more high to come, and that could form a larger wave 1 again. Then we're looking at a deeper wave 2 pullback potentially, which could be another pullback entry point. Yeah. Now in this wave 4, as you can see here, we've got this possible triangle. Yesterday we talked about that already. One more low, a higher low, and it could break to the upside, or at least we see a decision. Now I'm not telling you this will definitely go up, because there is an alternative count in which this triangle could break to the downside. So again, that leads us to the idea that because we are moving in the diagonal, it's a less reliable count, but we need to be ready and aware of the relevant breakout points. So as you can see, we're heading into the apex of a triangle. That means more or less substantial shift should happen. Okay, so let's talk about what the options are. So obviously we're getting here towards the apex, and in most cases you get a more volatile move afterwards, yeah, because price is contracting, and then it would be the ideal spot to break out in a wave 4. Now, to remain focused on a possible wave 5, price must hold above the A wave low, which is at 25.26. What would be an alternative count? What happens if we break below that level? And by the way, you can never say a triangle will break up or down. You need to wait for a breakout confirmation. And that confirmation will only occur with a break above the B wave high at $29.15 roughly. What is an alternative wave count? The alternative count would be that we're shifting the 3rd wave here. We're shifting the 4th wave on, 5th wave up. 1 would be here. The wave 1 would have unfolded as a leading diagonal. The wave 2 here, or actually maybe here. Okay. It's a slightly different count. It's also a diagonal structure, just in a different way. In this case, we would have said, okay, this was an A wave to the upside. We're now doing a B wave that can come a little lower. and then the C wave up to do the third wave. And that shows you, because this is also a wave count that's possible, that shows you why these counts in diagonals are less stable. Because you can always have a B wave somewhere, and in this B wave count, the triangle could break to the downside. Because then you would have an A, B, C in wave B, and the B wave is a triangle. So what is support for the B wave? Very important. So the support for the B wave, again, we measure the length of the A wave, and support here for the B wave is round about $23. Again, that allows for a deeper retracement, a still potentially bullish count, which again is why I often say in a diagonal, you need to leave your trade a little bit more space, maybe low leverage or no leverage at all ideally, and then just leave it more space and size down. What I said in the last video, and that still stands because of this, and because B waves can be very difficult, I would remain tentatively bullish here, short term, as long as we're holding structural support at 22.30. So we've got various support levels here. We've got 25.44 that the price is respecting right now, with a breakout point of $29.10 roughly. We've got support below that at $23 and below that 22.30, 22.40. If we break below 22.30, then I have to assume we topped in 3 waves. Until then, I think this price has a chance to go higher either more directly or after the B wave low. Okay, that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, then please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.